In the cold, crashing waters of the North Sea in 1969, a quiet revolution began. Norway, a nation better known at the time for fishing boats, deep fjords, and picturesque villages, suddenly found itself sitting atop something far more valuable than cod or herring. Deep beneath the seabed lay a discovery that would rewrite its destiny: the Ekofisk oil field. This moment was the beginning of an economic transformation few could have imagined. From one of Europe's quieter corners, Norway emerged as a global energy powerhouse. But the real brilliance of Norway wasn't just in finding oil. It was in how it used it. Instead of spending recklessly, it invested strategically. And decades later, that strategy paid off. Fast forward to 2022, Russia invades Ukraine, and the world's energy markets spiral into chaos. Prices skyrocket. Global supply chains falter. But Norway? Norway thrives. Its oil revenues soar to $125 billion, 5 times the previous year's total. Yet once again, the nation doesn't blow its windfall. Every crony is channeled into the government pension fund, which by 2025 becomes the largest sovereign wealth fund on Earth, valued at an astonishing $1.7 trillion. That's already impressive. But now, something even bigger may be on the horizon. In a quiet, unassuming farming region in southwestern Norway, Rogaland, a discovery has shaken the foundations of the global resource map. Geologists have uncovered massive phosphate deposits, and not just any deposit. Early surveys suggest it may be the largest ever found, valued at over $24 trillion. That's not a typo. This single region could hold more value than the entire GDP of the United States. But why does phosphate matter so much? Because phosphate isn't just a mineral. It's a cornerstone of modern civilization. Nearly 90% of it is used to produce fertilizers that feed the crops, that feed the animals, that feed us. Without phosphate, global food systems collapse. But its importance goes beyond farming. Phosphate is now critical for the green energy future. It powers LFP batteries used in electric vehicles. It's a key component in solar panels, semiconductors, and other advanced electronics. In a world racing toward electrification, phosphate is no longer just important, it's essential. And here's the issue: phosphate isn't spread evenly across the globe. Right now, 5 countries dominate the supply. Morocco controls over 70% of global reserves. Then come China, Egypt, Tunisia, and Russia. Europe? Nearly barren. The European Union relies almost entirely on imports for this critical material. It's why phosphate is now officially listed as a critical raw material. Its absence threatens food production, energy security, and technological advancement. Enter Norway again. In June 2023, as the world's attention was fixed on oil prices and geopolitical tension, something monumental happened. A mining company called Norge Mining revealed that the phosphate reserves in Rogaland could match or even surpass the entire known global supply. That's right. One quiet corner of Norway may now hold enough phosphate to supply the world for 50 years. But that's not all. Alongside phosphate, geologists also discovered vast reserves of titanium and vanadium, both metals vital for aerospace, electronics, and defense technologies. Today, BRICS nations, particularly China and Russia, control almost all global production of these materials. Norway's discovery presents a rare chance for the West to reduce its dependence on politically volatile suppliers. For the US and the EU, this isn't just good news. It's a potential lifeline. But there's a dark side to phosphate. Mining phosphate isn't clean. It produces massive quantities of toxic radioactive waste known as gypstacks. These piles contain radon, uranium, and other heavy metals. In Florida, a sinkhole beneath one of these stacks leaked hundreds of millions of gallons of contaminated water into the region's aquifer in 2016, a disaster that exposed thousands to unsafe drinking water. So the big question is, can Norway extract its $24 trillion treasure without destroying its environment? If any country can pull it off, it might be Norway. For years, Norway has led the world in green policy. It was among the first to implement a carbon tax in 1991. It was the first to electrify its offshore oil platforms, and by April 2025, 97% of all new cars sold in Norway were electric. That's not a fluke. It's the result of a national vision. A vision powered by hydropower, which accounts for 90% of Norway's electricity, giving it one of the cleanest energy grids in the world. But Norway's green innovation goes even deeper, literally. Beneath the North Sea, it is constructing one of the world's most ambitious carbon capture projects, a network of underground CO2 storage reservoirs. These sites won't just hold Norway's carbon emissions, they'll import CO2 from other countries. Yes, Norway could become the world's carbon storage bank. Over the past 30 years, it has already safely injected 25 million tons of CO2 underground, a powerful proof of concept. Norge Mining has pledged to develop this phosphate site with low-emission processing, carbon capture technologies, and strict environmental oversight from day one. It's a bold promise, but it may be the only path forward. Because this discovery isn't just about Norway's future, it's about all of ours. What lies beneath that quiet stretch of Norwegian soil isn't simply a mineral deposit. It's a game changer, a potential turning point for the planet at a time when our food systems are strained, the green energy race is heating up, and global politics are more fragile than ever. This isn't just about a country finding valuable rock, it's about a nation stumbling onto leverage, the kind that could shift global dynamics in agriculture, energy, and strategic independence. If mined responsibly, this find could stabilize global food supply chains by reducing reliance on politically unstable phosphate producers. It could supercharge the green transition by enabling countries to create fertilizer and battery technology domestically. It could allow democracies to reduce dependency on authoritarian regimes for rare earth materials. But that's the best-case scenario, and it doesn't come easily. If mishandled, if rushed for profit, corrupted by special interests, or carelessly managed, it could lead to irreversible environmental damage, lawsuits, global backlash, and squandered opportunity. Fragile ecosystems could be destroyed, local communities displaced, and the geopolitical advantage lost to short-term thinking. The line between responsible extraction and reckless exploitation has never been thinner. So the stakes? They couldn't be higher. This isn't just about what Norway found, it's about what the world does next. From oil in the 20th century to phosphate in the 21st, Norway finds itself at the center of another global pivot point. A country once known for petroleum wealth now has a chance to lead again, this time into a greener, more sustainable future. The question now is, will Norway rise again, not just as an energy powerhouse, but as a global leader in clean, ethical resource development? Will it set the standard for how to handle earth-shifting discoveries with wisdom and foresight? Or will this moment pass, lost to bureaucratic delays, environmental missteps, or global infighting? History has given Norway a second act, but what it does with it, that's still unwritten. If you found this story fascinating, subscribe to Travel the Global, where we uncover the hidden forces shaping our world. From silent revolutions beneath the sea to billion-dollar discoveries in remote fields, we bring you stories the headlines miss.